All right. Well, thank you so much for being here this morning. We've got a lot of announcements to make. But first, I want to say thank you to Matters Graph. We are in their beautiful space. Thank you for hosting us, Mark. And today we are celebrating innovation, investment, and inclusive growth in Washington, D.C. So it's an honor to be here with you because we are going to be announcing a couple different things. But first is our 3 recipients of the Vitality Fund and 6 recipients of our Growth Fund. And our Growth Fund is targeted at smaller businesses that are growing and giving them that next access to capital so that they can grow in the district. These 2 initiatives are cornerstone to Mayor Bowser's growth agenda and key tools that our work in DEMPED, or the Deputy Mayor's Office for Planning and Economic Development, are focused on. Before we get started, I do want to thank Sarah Adams, who is here with us today. She is... Now, Sarah is the best known person in this room because she is the one who manages our Vitality and Growth Funds together with, we've got a ton of people, I'm not going to go through it. But Adam Lattimore, thank you for what you're doing. Brennan Hicks, thank you for what you're doing. And Andre Nelson, who has been critical to supporting our businesses and getting the good word out. So at DEMPED, our mission is to drive equitable economic development across all 8 wards, and that means creating good jobs, supporting local businesses, and revitalizing our commercial corridors. The Vitality and Growth Funds are helping us do just that. The Vitality Fund is our primary corporate attraction tool, a performance-based contract that helps companies relocate to or expand in the district, bringing jobs and investments with them. And so that is one of the primary criteria that our applicants have, or that we judge applicants by, which is how many jobs will this create over what period of time. And the Growth Fund, which we launched earlier this year, is focused on startups and small businesses, helping them grow, scale, and stay rooted here in DC. We're already seeing the real-world impacts of these programs, as Matters Graph's DC headquarters is a perfect example. By the way, I have been in so many DC buildings, and I've never been in this one, and it is just so beautiful, right next to DuPont Circle Metro stop. So located here in the heart of DuPont Circle, just steps from the new DuPont Deckover, which some of you might have heard about, which is going to create a new park as well as connection across Connecticut Avenue right here north of the Circle. So it's not just a workplace, and I think that DuPont Circle exhibits this, so many of our neighborhoods along the waterfront, which is that mix of uses that makes it so dynamic to not just work here, but also to live here and to go out after work and commune with each other. That is what we're looking to do all over downtown. This is how we breathe new life into our downtown and create places where people want to connect and thrive. So our work is more than just about numbers. It's about building a city where businesses of all sizes and all backgrounds can succeed, and where residents can see and feel the benefits of growth in their own community. Later today, Mayor Bowser will also share her plan to reintroduce key pieces of legislation that supports this vision, from streamlining development processes so that we can get more development going, to expanding opportunities for entrepreneurs and small businesses. So thank you again to Matters Graph for hosting us, and thank you all, our partners, our awardees, and our stakeholders who are helping us build a stronger, more inclusive, and more competitive Washington, D.C. With that, I'd like to introduce Edwige Suge, founder and CEO of ITS Cybersecurity.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm honored to be here today representing ITS Cybersecurity. First, I want to sincerely thank Mayor Bowser, Deputy Mayor Albert, and the entire DEMPED team for their vision and support through the Growth Fund. Our journey in DC began with the Washington DC Global Soft Landing Program, which provided us with the foundation and confidence to relocate and establish our headquarters located at Studio by Tishman and Speyer in the Golden Triangle neighborhood. The soft landing program was the first door that opened. Thanks to DENPED, the Washington, D.C. Economic Partnership, and the Golden Triangle Business Improvement District. The Growth Fund has been the driving force behind our ability to scale. Choosing Washington, D.C. was an easy decision. The city connects us to policymakers, global institutions, and an incredible innovation ecosystem. Thanks to the Growth Fund, ITS cybersecurity is scaling faster and stronger, right in the center of where decisions that shape the world are made. Our mission at ITS cybersecurity is to ensure that every AI solution deployed, whether in government, healthcare, education, finance, or global institution, is secure, ethical, and compliant. Being based here in DC means we're not only close to the policy conversation that shape this technology, but we can also contribute directly to building trust in the tools that will define our future. On a personal note, I am moving with my family to DC's Golden Triangle area next month, just 2 blocks from our headquarters. So I find DC to be both globally connected and deeply community-driven. And the vibrancy of this city inspires me every single day. To other entrepreneurs considering where to go, I will say this. DC is more than just a capital, it's a community. It's where local opportunity meets global impact, and where businesses like ours can thrive. Thank you again, Mayor Bowser, for your leadership and investment through the Growth Fund. And thank you, Deputy Mayor Albert, for this incredible recognition. We are proud to be building the future right here in Washington, D.C. Now, I would like to introduce Mark Stein, founder and senior partner of Matters Graph.
Thank you. So sorry. Great. Well, thank you, Deputy Mayor Nina Albert. And thank you, Mayor Bowser and the City Council members, Brooke Pinto and Kenya McDuffie. And thank you to our co-awardees and everyone here today at our office to celebrate DC's investment in these growth, and for us, the Vitality Grant Awards. These grants are of great utility, allowing us to make even greater investments in our companies. In the case of our firm, we are also excited to be celebrating 2 additional things today. One, the official opening of our new, and for sure, our greatest office to date. Mayor Bowser, we may rope you into a ribbon cutting. It's a super cool office, or at least we think so. We're super happy to host you here. It serves us so much more effectively than our 5 prior offices that we outgrew in size and function in our 9 short years. It's got great character, it's got an amazing neighborhood. And then by entire coincidence today, we're also unveiling, after a year's worth of planning, a brand new name for our firm, a new logo, new colors, new website. It's all part of our larger strategic release for the firm as we plan out our entry into our 10th and second decade, our 10th year and second decade. So officially, after 9 years, as of today, Graph Strategy is now Matters Graph. So thank you for all embracing that new name, which is new to us officially today. A few quick stats. Today, amongst our 36 people here, 76% of our team population base are residents of the city, representing, I think, 6 of the 8 wards of the district. So we're working on the last 2. We got 2 more to go. In 2017, when we founded the firm, there were 2 of us. DC provided to be a no-brainer headquarter location and base of operations. We were attracted by the incredible pool of talent that resides, I think, in the nation's 20 largest metropolitan areas. DC is ranked #1 for higher ed and advanced higher ed degrees. It also provides us, and it has provided us, with a superbly rich, multi-ethnic, multi-nationality talent base, which is really central to our business. We support private equity firms and M&A teams in commercial diligence, and they're all investing in businesses that are not only domestic, but they're exporting goods and services around the globe. Having that multinational, multi-ethnic talent base with higher ed is incredibly valuable to the work that we do. So thank you to Washington, D.C. for being a great host of our company, of our firm over the past 9 years, for breaking ground on this amazing deck over right behind us in DuPont Circle. Matters Graph remains and is committed to continuing our investment in the city, one that I fell in love with when I moved here just shy of 40 years ago. And with this, I would like to turn it over and thank Mayor Bowser for all the leadership. You're welcome.
Well, let's congratulate Matters Graph on your new name, your great building. I also like to thank Edwige and merci, madame. Merci. And so I am just really pleased to be here, and I'm glad to be with the recipients of the Vitality Fund and Growth Fund. And I am honored to be joined by Councilmember Kenya McDuffie, who chairs the Council's Committee on Business and Economic Development, as well as Deputy Mayor Albert and our team at DMPED. So we have been very clear about our guiding principles when it comes to the programs that we fund. Will these programs keep people and families in DC? Does the program create economic activity to fund our schools, parks, and city services? Does it attract new businesses and create jobs for DC residents? And if the answer to all of these questions is yes, then we want to invest. The Vitality Fund is our corporate attraction tool to help companies relocate or expand to DC. And since launching the Vitality Fund, we have invested about $4 million to support companies relocating or expanding. These companies have committed to create and retain more than 1,300 high-paying jobs and occupy more than 230,000 square feet in the district. And the Growth Fund, we launched that earlier this year, and it is helping startups and small businesses grow in DC. So this year, 9 companies are receiving awards through the Vitality and Growth Funds. And together, they will create 250 new jobs, retain 72 jobs, and occupy 56,000 square feet, and invest more than $4 million in capital improvements. So these companies represent the industries we've been focused on: technology, life sciences, cybersecurity, and business services. So we are serious about keeping our companies and attracting new ones. They're choosing DC because they see what we see: a world-class city, talented, unmatched connectivity, and a government that is ready to partner with them on growth. We also know that incentives often aren't enough. And you've heard me say this before, but we mean business, and we have to demonstrate that we mean business. And we put a number of pieces of legislation in play that will allow us to be a more business-friendly city, be faster in attracting capital, be faster in deploying that capital, and hold on and attract more businesses. And I'm grateful to Councilmember McDuffie and his partnership. And I'm pleased to offer these bills as standalone pieces of legislation. The first is the Zoning Decision Appeals Amendment, which will reduce appeals and delays in building affordable housing and other development in the district. The second is the Poker and Blackjack Gaming Authorization Act, which will create new revenue for the city and new opportunities for businesses in the city. It's the deputy mayor's favorite piece of legislation. The Transfer and Recordation Tax Appeals Amendment Act will fix problems that make it harder to invest in commercial properties in the district. And the Vending Compliance and Modernization Amendment Act will expand opportunities for small businesses, legal ones, while addressing illegal vending. So I am also proud that other aspects of our growth agenda advanced in the budget approved by the council a few weeks ago. The budget invests $52 million for early stage DC-based tech companies and $2.4 million for tech startup companies, as well as $5 million for the Vitality Fund to ensure that this fund can continue to do the great work that we're celebrating today. Together, these investments and much needed legislative changes send a clear message. DC is open for business. Are you with me? DC is open for business. So we are investing in our future. We're ready to go. And it's so important, especially now with the changing footprint of the federal government, that we are creating good paying jobs for DC residents. And we are just delighted to have great partners in this work in the economic partnership. And Derek Ford is here, who leads the partnership, and Chinyere Hubbard, who leads the DC Chamber. Thank you for all that you do, as well as our partners in the bid, including Golden Triangle and Downtown Bid, who I know are also represented here today. So thank you and congratulations to these great businesses. We're looking forward to your growing, just like this great story that we've heard from Matters Graph. And now I would like to invite Councilmember McDuffie to the podium.
Good morning. I'm Councilmember Kenya McDuffie, at-large councilmember and chair of the Council's Committee on Business and Economic Development, and it is indeed an honor to be with you all today to join Mayor Bowser and Deputy Mayor Nina Albert and so many of our partners in the business and community, including Derek Ford and Chinyere Hubbard. I think I saw Aisha Bond here earlier as well, and all of our partners from our various business improvement districts, including Golden Triangle, as we announced the newest recipients of the Vitality Fund and the Growth Fund. I'm very excited to be here today at this press conference at this time, because I think it's yet another clear message that the mayor and the deputy mayor and this city is sending, despite everything around us, that Washington, D.C. is not standing still. Rather, we are investing in our future and proving that inclusive growth, innovation, and economic opportunity are central to our story here in the District of Columbia. We know the district faces some real challenges: commercial vacancies, shifting downtown dynamics, and all the federal issues that are affecting us. But residents and small businesses are being affected alike. But what today's announcement shows is that we are also seizing opportunities supporting companies that are growing in our neighborhoods, attracting new firms to our city, and generating jobs and tax base that allow us to invest back into our communities. With more than $1.5 million awarded today, we're catalyzing 250 new jobs, retaining 72 jobs, and leveraging $4 million of private investment. These businesses will bring energy to more than 56,000 square feet of a commercial space, and importantly, they will create pathways into the middle class for DC residents. From AI and cybersecurity to life sciences, design, and renewable energy, today's awardees represent the future of DC's economy. And these aren't just abstract industries, they are where the jobs are of tomorrow will be created, where residents will gain new skills, and where prosperity can grow right here in our city. This is how we rewrite our narrative. Washington, D.C. is not just a government town, as some may think. We're building a vibrant hub for technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship, an ecosystem where bold ideas take root and where they thrive. As chair of the Committee on Business and Economic Development, I've said it many times, economic growth must be people-powered. That means it's making it easier to do business in Washington, D.C., yes, but also ensuring that residents across all 8 wards, we heard that Matters Graph has 6 wards represented in this company. We're going to get those other 2 as well. But everybody across the District of Columbia and all 8 wards are going to see the benefits of what these investments mean. We cannot talk about growth without talking about equity, jobs, and affordability, and Mayor Bowser has been doing just that. So let's give her a round of applause. The mayor's announcement and plan to reintroduce legislation that streamlines development and strengthens inclusive growth is a critical step forward. I look forward to reviewing that legislation. On the council, I'm committed to advancing a growth fund agenda this fall, and it keeps businesses moving, creates space for innovation, and ensures residents have access to the training and education needed to seize these new opportunities. I want to thank Mayor Bowser for her leadership. I want to thank all of our agency partnerships. all of our agency partners for the execution on this vision, and today's awardees for betting on DC. Your decision to expand, relocate, and invest here strengthens our entire city. Together, we're proving that Washington, D.C. is open for business. We're building a city that leads innovation, creates real pathways to prosperity, and grows with purpose. The future is bright in Washington, D.C. Let's keep the momentum going. And I want to congratulate all the awardees today. Let's give them a round of applause.
So I have the pleasure of announcing the awardees, because we've been introduced to 2, but there's a lot more people standing behind me. So Canon Design is one of our 3 Vitality Fund awardees. They are a new business to the District of Columbia, and they will be creating 75 new jobs here in Washington. Canon. Matters Graph, who you met earlier. Mark, congratulations again for your business expansion. And Solar Solution is also a company that we know and is expanding and will be adding 54 new jobs. So those are our 3 Vitality Fund recipients. Now for our Growth Fund awardees, I'm just going to read them down because they, in total, are receiving just over $500,000, but they are creating 91 new jobs from these 6 companies. So Agrology, PBC, is a technology and AI company. Current Surgical is a life sciences company. Epimony Pharma is a life sciences company. Equinox Outsourced Services is a consulting and business services firm. ITS Cybersecurity is a technology and cybersecurity company. And last but not least is Strat, communications and design company. So congratulations to all of our Growth Fund awardees. We're gonna take this moment to take a few photos, and then we'll come back for press Q&A. I would like to first invite Mayor, Council Member, and our Vitality Fund awardees to come take a photo first. Okay, I'm sorry. We're going to do Q&A first, and then we will do photos afterwards. Mayor?
All right, any questions? Yes.
Ben Peters, Washington Business Journal. I'm curious, Mayor, so the council's rejected most of these proposals already. I'm curious why you think that this time's going to be different.
Did they vote on them? Then that's not rejecting them. That's punting on them, which is almost as bad. But we're going to give them another chance. Because what they have said is they want to handle matters separate from the budget. So we're going to take them up on that offer and introduce bills that we need. And we need them. If we're talking about reclaiming our place and being #1 in affordable housing, this is something I've been working on for many years. We have to fix the development review process to make sure that interested parties are the ones that are taking everybody to court, not uninterested ones. They have been introduced. Yes? Yeah.
You've been talking for a while about your growth agenda and how the district needs to have an economy that does step away from dependence on the federal government. With this shutdown looming at midnight tonight, does that point drive home even more? And what can you tell folks about the operations of district government if this were to happen on midnight like it looks likely?
Well, I hope that the Congress acts to approve a budget. You know, like we have to have a balanced budget. We can't have ongoing and Liz continuing resolutions. We can't be in a deficit. We have to be balanced. And we should expect the Congress of the United States to do the exact same thing. The operations of the federal government are necessary for America's productivity and for many vital programs and services. The district is not impacted by the shutdown for our operations. We are impacted because many of our residents in Maryland and Virginia have a lot of anxiety about what it means for their next paycheck. Or what it means for their job. And we certainly hope that the president and the Congress can focus on their work. Yep.
Hi, Mayor. Good morning. Josh Chapin here at Channel 7.
Yes.
How are you?
Thanks. Good.
There has been reporting, let's put it that way, about some delays to speaking of affordable housing, the housing process over by the RFK site. We spoke with the Council Chair Mendelson last week, and he assured us that the delays are what they are. I wanted to ask you what you believe are some of the biggest hurdles, some of the biggest challenges to getting not just the stadium built, but the other parts of that development built.
I've seen the reporting that says it's a delay, and let me clear that up. I think everything is going according to the legislation that we submitted. Okay, period. The stadium will open in 2030. It is always been anticipated that the balance of the parcels outside of the stadium district, the recreation, our sportsplex, and the parking is subject to a master planning process. The council had the idea, which is a good one, and I support it, that the balance of the parcels outside of the stadium and the parking parcels could also be exempt from zoning. And I think that the legal view is that it can't be exempt from zoning. And since it can't be exempt from zoning, it will follow the regular process. That is not a delay. That's the regular process.
Could you speak to the other hurdles, though, just like what you think are the biggest challenges to making sure that timeline is what it is?
I mean, I think the best way for us to execute aggressively is to do what we've done, and that's attract a partner who's bringing $2.7 billion. When you have that, you're not waiting for a partner. You're not saying, hey, look at us. Can you bring us $2.7 billion? So I think that we have done the best thing that we can do. And also, we're grateful to the council for getting a vote now so that master planning process, the economic process, Deputy Mayor and her team are already starting that. And so getting all of those ducks in a row is important. I shouldn't say, and nobody should think, that developing that much land is easy or fast. It's not how it goes. But it helps when you already have a lot of money that's coming to the site, and you're going to deliver on a schedule the biggest anchor for the rest of the development. So I think we've done all that we can do to get this going really quickly. The other thing that's been important is we've already done a lot of community engagement, right? And so that is one of the biggest pieces of the master planning process. The community has been engaged with where the housing is going to go, with where the parking is going to go, with how the transportation is going to work. And the zoning process is more formalized, but a lot of that legwork has been done. Thank you. Yes.
On the poker and blackjack proposal, I'm interested if your administration has done any revenue projections on how much money this could bring in annually, and would it have any dedicated purpose?
I think, and I'll ask the Deputy Mayor to talk a little bit about that, the ideas are so novel that we did not get, the CFO, I don't think, gave us an estimate on revenues as yet. So we'll continue to build that out. You have anything else to say about that?
So the revenue projections really depend on how many events we host. And so we're still sort of formulating what the program would be. But even if we just had one or two marquee, national, tournaments here, that is another attraction that brings both national, international visitors to DC, which is always the platform that we've wanted to create for our entertainment ecosystem.
Okay, anything else? Yes.
Mayor, just two quick questions.
Yep.
One on the shutdown.
Sure.
It coincides with the timing of the Doge retirees, about to take their buyouts or their retirement, which could put the two things could put added pressure on DC's unemployment claims. And I'm just wondering if you're bracing for that, or what you're telling people who work in the district who might find themselves either because of mass layoffs due to the shutdown or the end of the Doge buyout period, putting pressures on DC's unemployment.
Well, the Doge buyouts that you referred to have already been factored in for many months in both our June estimate and in our September estimate. So those impacts, I think, are expected.
And then if I could ask on a second topic, a DC police sergeant was arrested last night after fleeing from officers, injuring at least one federal agent. There were several felons in the car with him and a lot of high-capacity firearms and ammunition. He's been charged with everything from assaulting a law enforcement officer to gun charges. I'm just wondering about what, if anything, you can tell us about this and your thoughts about this arrest.
I can't tell you anything, but if we have, we're going to watch the process very closely. We don't want anybody working for us, especially in that capacity, if they're engaging in that type of behavior. Yeah.
Quick question on the job matching that goes on. You've talked about the need to develop DC, again, as a non-government town, and Kenyon McDuffie, the council member, did too. What kind of job matching are companies that are coming to DC looking for, and do you have some examples from today?
That's a great question. And let me just say this, while we're diversifying our economy and we're attracting private sector jobs, which have been the highest growth jobs for a number of years in the district, we are the proud host of the federal government. We think federal agencies should be headquartered here. We think residents who have been let go in all of these processes need to be rehired where those jobs are still necessary. And we are very focused in letting the federal government know exactly that. But Deputy Mayor and her team are obviously focused on the high growth and high demand areas that pay well, because those are the jobs we want to attract to the district. Let me ask Deputy Mayor to say a little more.
So the DC Comeback Plan in 2023 identified the opportunity to grow the DC economy by about 35,000 jobs from these high growth sectors and diversifying our economy. That was prior to all the changes in the federal workforce. So it looks like we could have, very similar growth. Of course, provided the economic conditions are right for that, to absorb losses. In terms of transitioning folks, this whole region is actually focused on providing skill transfer, certifications, accreditations, bringing up and making much more visible what jobs in the private sector are available, or even government-to-government jobs. And so we are working together as a region to make sure that the federal workforce, if they so desire, and we hope that they stay in DC and in the DC region because of the beauty that we have here, the variety of housing, and all the other things that you've heard, that reasons for businesses to locate here. But we are focused on all of that and making sure, again, that if somebody has had a job in the federal government, Mayor, and they want to seek employment in a new position, that they have that path to understanding what it would take for them to transfer. But that knowledge and skill set, communications, project management, budget management, those are all skills that are highly desirable in any sector of the economy.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Yeah, you have one last? Okay. Okay.
So the bottle bill is having a hearing for the DC Council tomorrow. It's been quite a spirited campaign already from both supporters and those in opposition to the bill. Where do you fall on it?
I don't support it. It's bad for business.
Can you elaborate?
That's all I need to say. Hold on. Yep.
One more. I know this is a topic we've discussed quite a bit, but we've seen about half dozen photos, videos, eyewitnesses accounts of MPD and ICE patrolling alongside them or making arrests. I know that's not part of your mayor's order, but can you provide any clarity about what's been happening on the ground that may be outside of that?
No, I can't.
You won't, or are you not aware of what's been happening on the ground?
I am aware of what's been happening on the ground, and ICE is not patrolling with MPD. If you saw MPD make an arrest, and I've seen the video, Mark, that you're kind of putting out there to everybody, what I see is MPD making arrests. I don't see MPD patrolling with anybody.
So could I clarify
MPD will always make arrests, yes.
So can we just clarify then, if we take ICE out of this lexicon and just ask,
Here we go.
Well, Mayor Bowser, there's a lot of people who are confused and asking this question, and if you could just clarify.
You are, Mark.
That's not true.
Okay, I'm gonna talk to you after we wrap up here. No, I'm gonna talk to you after we wrap up here. Okay, thank you, everybody.